making sense of politics and the cultural divide from a different perspective. This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant on News Radio 710 Keel.
Well, hello, citizens. It's a great day in the USA, and it's Tuesday, the 26th day of August. We're here advancing the cause of American liberty and freedom. I'm CL Bryant, and this is America on the Edge, where you'll not live on the edge, but you'll have the edge. We're broadcasting from within the borders of the greatest success story the world has ever known. The United States of America. Invite you to stay a while. And along with me on this journey is Stephen Parr. Stephen, tell the folks what we have in the lineup today.
We have another busy show here, CL. The home of the Whopper is heading to the home of the Looney.
Say it ain't so.
Well, it might be so.
They're going to have it their way up there.
They certainly will, don't you know it? I guess that they may have to change the name of the Whopper to the Whooper, just for the O reasons. But it's more of maybe
they do talk kind of funny.
Yeah, every now and then, sure, hoser.
Sure.
They talk about this being a tax deal, about Burger King's trying to save money on taxes. And there are two different ways to look at this, and we're going to look at it both ways.
Well, okay, let's look at it both ways. But, man, I tell you what, that hold the lettuce, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce.
Yeah.
I still remember that song.
You still remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're also going to be talking to Elbert Guillory. He is running for lieutenant governor and has made some news in recent years when he switched from the Democratic Party here in Louisiana to the Republican Party.
It was last year this time at an at-large conference that I was holding in Baton Rouge when he announced that, and we'll hear more about that.
Fascinating conversation coming up with that. And we also are talking about Obama's priorities in the world. What is it that he thinks is important? And I always believe that if you want to know what a man believes, man or woman, don't listen to what they say. Look at what they do.
And if you look at what he does, the word narcissism has to come to mind.
Yes, but at least it's shiny when it comes out. So our question of the day, what does President Obama find less important?
You call in. We certainly want to hear from you on that.
Give us a call. 318-320-KEEL. You can also get us on Twitter at The American Edge or on Facebook.com/America on the Edge. But first, the buzz.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz?
Well, over in Russia and Ukraine, Vladimir Putin met with Petro Poroshenko, who's the Ukrainian president, the new Ukrainian president. They met face-to-face for the first time in Belarus to talk about some of the fighting that's been going on and trying to come up with a peace deal. They haven't come up with a peace deal. The meeting ended with really
abruptly.
nothing. Yeah, with really nothing there.
Yeah.
In part because just as the meeting was beginning, Ukraine captured 10 Russian soldiers inside Ukrainian territory.
And they were asking them, "What are you doing here?" And they parachuted in. They parachuted in, didn't they?
They did. They dropped in and they said, "Hey, we were just dropping by. That's all. We
Out of the plane that flew over.
Wait, what? This isn't Russia? Oh, our bad.
Yeah.
We thought this was Russia.
Your mother Russia.
Oh, so sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we heard Vladimir was here.
Right. Yeah. We were just coming to see One Direction. Yeah, so that is ongoing problems. But Ukraine's been saying for a while, hey, Russia is directly involved, and capturing 10 Russian soldiers inside Ukrainian territory kind of gives credence to that a little bit.
They have the heart for it. And you know what? I applaud them.
All right. We're also talking about Lois Lerner once again. And remember we were talking on Friday, they had the court case, and they were supposed to turn over the documents to the judge about what really happened with Lois Lerner's emails?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and well, here's what happened. It turns out the emails are still there.
Nothing.
They're fine. This is, by the way, because of a lawsuit filed by Judicial Watch against the Justice Department. And on Friday, they said they have copies of every electronic message ever sent from Lois Lerner, from IRS, other IRS officials, really anyone in government. Every single communication.
Man, this is going to be interesting.
Now, they say, but it's going to be really hard to find all of that.
It's going to be hard to find all that.
Sure.
I tell you what.
There's so much information.
Jay Sekulow, I know Jay Sekulow, and also we're going to have Catherine Engelbrecht on the show here week after next.
Yeah.
Catherine's going to come on week after next, and Catherine's driving this lawsuit.
Right.
Because of the
With
King
Judicial
Street
Watch.
because the King Street Patriots, True the Vote, were the target of all of that. This is going to be very interesting.
But those emails didn't actually go anywhere.
They didn't go anywhere.
Now, they are saying it's going to be really hard to find them, and I'm just going to throw this out for the technological gurus there in the IRS. If you'll go to your browser, and if you just look up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a magnifying glass. Go ahead and just type in Lois Lerner there, and that should shorten down your search time.
Is that easy?
Yeah. I can't imagine.
I didn't think of that.
I just can't imagine why it would be hard. Scotland, by the way, is set to have a referendum on independence from the rest of the United Kingdom. Of course, the United Kingdom is England, it's Wales, it's Scotland, it's Northern Ireland, and some islands here and there, including the Falklands, kind of all cobbled together as the United Kingdom. But Scotland is saying we want to be our own, and it has got some backlash out of England. Listen to this.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Of course, that was from Braveheart.
Oh,
Sorry,
that was too good.
That's the wrong clip. Sorry
that's
about
too
that.
good. But I tell you what, Scotland could become the next USA. What was that quote that Reagan had with Thatcher?
Yeah,
when
with
she
Thatcher.
came off the plane here in America.
Her first time to come off the plane, and Reagan walks up to her and says, Madam Prime Minister, if only some of your predecessors had been as good as you are. And Thatcher says, I know, you'd still be part of the United Kingdom.
Absolutely. And they may feel that way about Scotland once it leaves.
It really could be a big, big change. Again, the referendum's coming up on the 18th. Right now, the polls say 51% say no, that they want to stay part of the United Kingdom, and 40% say yes, let's become our own country. But those numbers are getting closer and closer together, and there's still about 9% there undecided. And today is the 96th anniversary of the passing of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote.
Well, bravo to all the women who do vote. And that reminds me, today, the 26th of August, is my oldest. She is such a big voter.
Really?
It's my oldest daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Daddy loves you. This is America on the Edge. Miranda, be safe out there. Talk to you soon.
This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
It's a summer sizzler showcase. You could win a $5,000 gift card to any Louisiana Boardwalk store, including Bass Pro Shops. Presented by the Outlets at Louisiana Boardwalk. Look online to win at 710keel.com.
Doctors Thornton, Pugh, Ollier, and Watkins from the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center are excited to tell you about a new, made-for-iPhone hearing aid, Resound Links. Resound Links is the fully featured hearing aid designed to connect directly with iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Built with revolutionary technology to bring you a smarter, smaller, and more connected hearing experience. Call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links. That's 888-408-6318 to schedule your appointment to learn all about Resound Links. Apple, iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch are trademarks of Apple Incorporated, registered in the U.S. and other countries. Once again, call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links.
Have you ever thought, I wish I didn't have to search for the best price on printing or direct mail? Tired of trying to design your own material on some confusing website just to get to the end and it's not that professional look your business needs? Well, stop searching and call Graphic Industries. We've been waiting on your business, ready to help you with your printing and direct mail needs. Graphic Industries offers all types of print, stationery, brochures, flyers, catalogs, door hangers, books, pocket folders, postcards, variable printed letters, and much, much more. Graphic Industries can direct mail for you, too. You can customize a mailing list, target a certain demographic, or just flood the market and get your name in the homes of thousands of potential clients. Lowest prices, best quality, and a faster turn time. Visit us online at graphicindustries.net or call us today at 318-222-1100. Graphic Industries, the #1 choice of printing and direct mail.
Is your house just not cool enough when you walk in from work? You deserve to sit in the cool and comfort of your own home after a long, hard day. Give the friendly folks at Premier a call at 222-1980.
Hello, everybody. This is Henry Burns. God, faith, and freedom are not free. Many have paid the price. Let freedom ring. What a great radio program. Go get 'em, CL.
Rush Limbaugh, the authority for all things right.
It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Remember, most days I still feel like I'm 18 to 20. I mean, there's some bumps in there, of course, but you look back on it on balance, it's not a thing I would change.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 710 Keel. You're listening to America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
I have a solution for America.
What you got?
More cowbell.
Hey,
all right. Don't fear the Reaper. Anyway, this is America on the Edge with CL Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr, and we are talking today about the home of the Whopper is heading up north. Burger King has announced that it's working to buy Tim Hortons, which apparently is a donut and coffee chain up in Canada.
Why not? Get everybody's business. But you know what, man? I hate to see him go. That was my first job, one of my first jobs in high school.
Really?
I worked at the very first Burger King in Shreveport there on Hearn Avenue.
Did not know that.
Oh, yeah, man. And I loved it because you could make your own Whopper. They fed you. They didn't pay you much either.
Yeah.
I think the minimum wage was something like $1.25 or $1.15.
Yeah.
Or something like that back then.
Yeah.
But you could make your own Whopper.
And you could have it your way.
I could have it. I absolutely had it my way.
Now, just to clarify, the Burger King restaurants themselves aren't leaving the country.
No, they're not leaving.
It's the ownership is moving their headquarters to Canada to combine with Tim Hortons up in Canada.
Yeah.
And listen to how this was breaking on CBS News earlier.
The merger would create a fast food powerhouse with 18,000 restaurants worldwide. And it would mean the home of the Whopper would move to Canada, where corporate tax rates are significantly lower. In international mergers like this, American companies can legally shift their headquarters abroad, and it can mean substantial tax savings.
See, it's about taxes, not
Absolutely.
burgers.
Absolutely it is. And also it's about shareholders. You've got to be able to make certain that the people who are investing in you make money. Obama doesn't understand this. He doesn't see this. You know why? Because he's never owned a business. He's never run a business. In fact, that kid who's wanting to shut down his lemonade stand, he's never even had one of them.
Right.
That kid actually has more business experience than Obama did.
Well, and someone who has a lot of business experience is intimately involved with this. Warren Buffett is helping to finance this merger.
What a hypocrite.
You're right, because Buffett was encouraging us to raise tax rates on the richest of Americans. It was called the Buffett Rule, proposed by Barack Obama.
Exactly right. And is it true? Is it true? You're the facts guy around here.
All right.
Is it true that Buffett is the one who's putting this Canadian deal together?
It is absolutely true. Buffett's very involved with this.
What a hypocrite.
And he's not you're not the only one who sees a little bit of hypocrisy here. Certainly, there are a lot of people, especially from the left, though, who are looking at this as not just being a business deal, but they're calling it unpatriotic. Let's start with a little bit of the backlash.
But Burger King could face a backlash if the deal goes through. One senator called for a Burger King boycott, and the White House called on Congress today to close the tax loophole that allows the moves.
Let's call for a tax boycott. How about that?
Well, I did, but in an email, and then it got lost. Sherrod Brown, Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio, is the one who's calling for the boycott of Burger Kings. By the way, I really hope that folks on the left start to understand that when people on the left declare a boycott, it makes businesses on the right very happy. Hobby Lobby did pretty well with their boycott, and Chick-fil-A did very well with their boycott. So this may end up being a boon for Whataburger anyway.
They want to control you even though you leave the country. But when we're talking about 35% corporate rate here in this country, when Canada's about 25?
Canada's at 26.
Do you think, Stephen, that if we came close to 25, they'd stay?
That is a big part of the point, is that you do have to get your tax rates lower, at least how you and I are looking at this. The president looks at it from the exact opposite way. Listen to a statement from the president earlier this year.
Basically still an American company, but you're simply changing your mailing address in order to avoid paying taxes. Then you're really not doing right by the country.
So it's unpatriotic if you're trying to make a profit.
And he wants to punish them because they make a profit. So he keeps the tax rates, and his minions, his cronies, want to keep the tax rates high. But, of course, his boy Warren Buffett is absolutely jumping ship.
You talked about corporate tax rates. And by the way, is there anything more American than using ingenuity to make money?
Absolutely not, man. McDonald's.
Yeah.
Burger King.
Yeah.
You name them. Even here locally, there is nothing better than a hot Southern-made donut, dude. Nothing better.
Yeah, take that, Tim Horton. Anyway, that is part of the point, is that up in Canada, the tax rate's 26%. Canada's not the only country that's been taking American companies, at least the corporate headquarters, in recent years. In Ireland's been taking several U.S. corporations' headquarters from us, and it's because their corporate tax rate is just 12.5%. You go from 35%, and with some state taxes on top of that, Burger King's actually looking at about a 40% tax rate.
Let's say if we put ours, say, about 26%.
Yeah.
The growth from that would be incredible. Businesses would pop up and boom everywhere. And those that have gone away, all of a sudden they'd be knocking on the door saying, hey, we're coming home. Can he see that? How come he can't see that?
Well, you would think he would, because you think of Russia, still kind of a totalitarian place, right?
Yeah.
20% tax rate in Russia.
Even Vladimir gets it.
Yeah, and by the way, that then finances his operations in Ukraine. But that's what's going on with this, is that our tax rates are just way too high compared to other places that are much more competitive. And the president's got the wrong view of it. It's not unpatriotic to try and be profitable.
No.
It is unpatriotic to have tax rates so high you put people out of work.
And even though, what was that movie, Wall Street, maybe greed isn't good, but profit is great for America. People go back to work. I mean, you don't have the type of unemployment rate that you have. You have got to lay people off when you have to pay out so much in tax. It's a very simple principle that has always worked in this country until now.
And you know that there's that saying, I'm sure you've probably said it in your house, it goes in mine: if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy?
Nobody.
Okay, in the world of business, if businesses ain't making money, ain't nobody making money.
That's exactly right. Ask Detroit, man.
Right.
Ask Detroit. And all the progressive liberal programs ate them up. And they just couldn't sustain it. And folks, the message is, if our country keep going down this path, can't sustain it, Stephen. We just can't sustain it.
Now, in addition to, and I think we need to lower our corporate tax rates. I'm with you on this.
Sure.
In addition, we've also got to cut out the special favors. Jeffrey Immelt was the head of GE. GE from 2008 to 2012, according to a study done by the Citizens for Tax Justice, in that time frame, GE paid no taxes. And they're not the only company. Pepsi, no taxes. Wisconsin Energy, no taxes. Boeing, no taxes. Corning, Metro PCS, Verizon, all of these companies in that 4-year period paid no taxes to the government.
Yeah. And you know what, Stephen, when we look at it like that, there is a flip side to that coin. And, of course, there should be no special favors.
Right.
I absolutely agree with that. But there is a flip side to that coin. And I want us here in the near future to really dissect that other side of why that happens and the benefits of that happens. Somebody said, how's it benefiting that they pay no taxes? there's a flip side to that coin, and we'll share it with you here soon. By the way, we want to tell every one of you that coming up in our next segment is an interview that we'll have with Elbert Guillory.
Yeah.
Running for lieutenant governor. But this particular idea, and one of the big jobs that he'll have is bringing in tourism and interest into Louisiana.
If he's elected lieutenant governor.
If he's elected lieutenant governor or his opponent, whoever that is. But we certainly want to make certain that our state and the companies that are here in this state get treated fairly, because so many times the young people in this country, in this state, leave here
right
the minute the door opens.
They leave here like Whataburger
is headed for Canada.
Is heading for Canada.
No opportunity.
Right.
And this is America on the Edge. Well, you'll not live on the edge. You'll have the edge. It's CL Bryant.
This is America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Here's another local expert tip presented by All Seasons Window and Door. There are few home improvement projects that provide a better return than replacing your windows and doors. With quality windows and doors, you can reduce utility bills, improve your home's value, enhance curb appeal, increase comfort, and end air drafts. Plus, you'll provide better security, upgrade the exterior look of your home, and easily and smoothly operate and clean them. It's by far the best investment you can make. Best of all, you don't pay income tax on your savings. So call Melissa Henderson at All Seasons Window and Door today for your consultation at 318-963-1282. That's 318-963-1282. And when you purchase your replacement windows or new door from All Seasons, you can rest assured that you receive the very best product and installation at a competitive factory direct price. It's All Seasons Window and Door at 2325 Old Minden Road, Suite 500, Bossier City. Or look online at aswmfg.com.
Louisiana Power Sports is wrapping up summer and getting ready for hunting season with the huge Polaris factory authorized clearance sale. Through August 31st, get rebates up to $1,000 on the new Polaris you want right now. Financing as low as 1.99%. And you can take advantage of the upcoming Hunter Sales Tax holiday now. Come lay away your new Polaris. Get your rebate, load it up with all the accessories you want. Then pick it up September 5th, 6th, or 7th and pay zero sales tax. That could save you over $1,000 more. And Louisiana Power Sports is your side-by-side superstore with over $2.5 million in Razors and Rangers in stock. See Scotty, Linda, or Eric in our huge new store at 3715 Benton Road in Bossier City, a half-mile north of I-220. Louisiana Power Sports, the #1 exclusive Polaris dealer in the South.
Louisiana Power Sports, get ready to ride.
LouisianaPowersports.com.
Healthcare reform is here. With it, your business must deal with the increased complexities and burdens of rising cost, taxes, government regulation, and risk. Insperity takes care of all of this and more. Hello, friends. Jim Nance here. If you're worried about healthcare reform, discover Insperity's unique workforce optimization solution, providing administrative relief, big company benefits, reduced liabilities, and a systematic way to improve productivity. Insperity is ready for healthcare reform. Are you? For an executive briefing on healthcare reform from an Insperity Business Performance Advisor, call 1-866-210-7415. One call to Insperity can help your company run better, grow faster, and make more money. It's what we do. Insperity, inspiring business performance.
You're listening to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with C.L. Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr. Our question of the day, what do you think Barack Obama values less? What could he care less about? Let us know. Give us a phone call, 318-320-KEEL, or send us a tweet at The American Edge. CL, earlier today, you and I were able to meet up with Elbert Guillory, and he is from the 24th District, representative from the 24th District in the Louisiana state, member of the state Senate as well. and he's running for lieutenant governor now. He really kind of came to national prominence about a year ago when he switched parties, and it made some big national news.
Yeah, he's from down around Opelousas, my family's stomping ground.
So you've got some old ties back there.
Very familiar with him.
So I want to play just a little bit of the clip of when he really kind of reached national attention.
I wanted to take a moment to explain why I chose to become a Republican, and also to explain why I don't think it was a bold decision at all. It is the right decision, not only for me, but for all my brothers and sisters in the black community. You see, in recent history, the Democrat Party has created the illusion that their agenda and their policies are what's best for black people. Somehow it's been forgotten that the Republican Party was founded in 1854 as an abolitionist movement with one simple creed, that slavery is a violation of the rights of man.
I think I've heard some similar things from you, CL.
Came right out of the movie.
So this is our chance for. By the way, he's talking about the movie Runaway Slave, which if you haven't seen, you need to go see. This is our interview with Elbert Guillory from earlier today.
I have a friend of mine here who, in fact, I believe has a great chance of being the next lieutenant governor of Louisiana. His name is Elbert Guillory. Elbert, welcome to America on the Edge with CL Bryant.
It is absolutely great to be here with you, gentlemen. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing fantastically well. Now, I want you to tell the folks why and how did you get to this place in your life where you very well could be the next lieutenant governor of Louisiana?
It started out in the cornfields of Lawtell, Louisiana, where I was an agricultural worker during the first 8 years of my life, and moved on through high school and college, 4 years in the Navy, went to Rutgers Law School and taught there for a while, and then worked enforcing civil rights laws around the country, in about 8 states.
In Louisiana, you were Louisiana born and raised, or did you come from somewhere else?
Born and raised in Louisiana.
So you have a love for the state of Louisiana.
Absolutely. If you look at my face, you see the face, the indigenous face of Louisiana. I'm like gumbo. I am a unique Louisiana mixture of Cherokee, African, and Cajun.
And what I like about what you have just said is that Louisiana is one of the most extraordinary places on earth when it comes to the mixture of people that we have here. This is what I want to ask you. And for people who don't know you in the state, and I can't see where a person might be who wouldn't know Elbert Guillory, Louisianians who are listening to me right now, I want you to know that you're speaking to two black conservatives. Now, Elbert, so many people will say that you and I don't exist, or that we shouldn't exist. I want from your own opinion and from your own lips the reason why you embrace not only the party, Republican Party, but conservatism.
God, in one word, God. The values of God, the commandments of God, the way that God has shown us to live. I could not live any other way. I was a member of another party, a more liberal party for a period of time, and it was very uncomfortable there. They wanted me to vote for things that I couldn't vote for, like abortion and a whole bunch of other things. And I had to leave that place and to come to a more conservative home. And I want to thank you right now in front of these folks for what you did in helping me to land in the proper place. I'll never forget you for that.
God bless you and keep you. We have yet another who ran away from that system that so many black people are trapped in. But Elbert, I want you to tell us why are so many of our people, black people, still locked into that mindset? Why do they embrace that, in your opinion?
I don't understand it. And I'm talking to as many of our folks as I possibly can about why and how we are being ripped off, locked into a different form, a new form of slavery. When I grew up, every man in my neighborhood worked. Today, you can find able-bodied men sitting down under the trees, barbecuing, having a couple of beers. It's disaster. They will never achieve. They'll never have families. They'll never have homes. They'll never own cars. They travel by foot and by bicycle, and that's it.
Ferguson, Missouri is a place that is definitely on the forefront of American newspapers, media, all around the country. It is a tragedy that I believe can, in fact, repeat itself if, in fact, something isn't done with a certain mindset. Why, in your opinion, did this type of tragedy occur in Ferguson? What set the tone for that?
Let me say three things. First, the history, the pages of American history are replete with examples of police overreaction, police improper conduct. Whenever it's found, it should be prosecuted. It should be prosecuted vigorously, because that gives a bad name to good police officers. Number two, most police officers are good, God-fearing, hard-working persons who are the thin blue line between us and the wave of violence that is overtaking America. The third point, and I don't know what happened in Ferguson because I don't have enough facts, but I can tell you one thing that I know for sure. In our community, we are not bringing up our young men with survival skills. We are not teaching them the discipline that they need to accept authority. They don't accept authority from their parents and from other adults. Then they go to schools and they don't accept authority. They are defiant and disruptive. And so they get thrown out of school. Mm-hmm. And they wind up on the streets where they feel that same level of disruption and defiance that they've practiced all of their lives can continue. And when they do that with a police officer who has a gun, not a cheap Saturday night special, but a good quality gun, and they know how to use them, and they have some other fellows who back them up with good guns, then too many of our children wind up in funerals.
Personal responsibility is a phrase that I think has gone from the lexicon of Black American speak. And when we look at people blaming white folks for their situation, the way I say it across the country, and I've heard you say this too in other places across the country. I think the last place we were together was in New Orleans. You give your personal power then to someone other than yourself when you blame someone for your predicament. In Ferguson, I've heard a lot of black folks blaming somebody else for their predicament. Personal responsibility, how does that play into us regaining the control that we once had in the black community over our own personal lives? When you grew up, when I grew up, there was a thriving black community. You just said every man that I knew in my community, they had a job, or they were on somebody's job. Where did that go? How do we get it back?
Well, you put your finger on it. Personal responsibility. We have to stand up on our own 2 feet and start handling our own business. We can't blame anyone for the fact that our schools are really trashy and our children are not getting an education. We are permitting that to happen. We can't blame anyone for the fact that we don't have jobs in this country because we are letting the government spend trillions of dollars creating jobs overseas and not here in the United States. It's our fault. We have to stand up on our own 2 feet, vote and talk and insist and demand that we do what we are supposed to do. Our brothers and our neighbors do what they're supposed to do, and our government does what it's supposed to do.
I'm going to get a chance now to do something that I seldom get a chance to do, but something I always want to do. Of course, my co-host is Stephen Parr. And this is a question that I want to pose to Stephen Parr when you see the visual here of Elbert Guillory and myself, two confessed and professing black conservatives, Republicans. You as a white male in this country, for the sake of conversation, we have to talk in colors because that's the way we talk in this country. When you see us, what do you see?
I see an opportunity to finally talk. One of the things is that as a white male, if you assume that a black male has a different political view, it shuts down the conversation from the get-go. When I find that we have some common ground on some ideology, that you're teaching your kids the same thing that I've been teaching my kids, regardless of skin color, I'm encouraged, because then I think there's an opening to talk about other things that maybe we don't agree on. But at least it gives a starting point that didn't seem to used to be there.
Tourism will be a big deal in this country or in this state when you become, God bless you to become Lieutenant Governor. What will you do to help us increase our traffic here in this state?
I've been spending time already during the last year traveling all over America and outside of this country, making friends for Louisiana, being an ambassador to Louisiana. I'm going to put Louisiana on the map in bright red colors. I mean, I want people to come and see what we're doing and how we're doing it, our music, our food, our many cultures. Louisiana is wonderful, and I want to share it with as many folks. I want them to come spend their money down here and give us some more jobs and help our tourism industry.
Absolutely. Folks, we've been talking to Elbert Guillory, candidate for Lieutenant Governor here in Louisiana. He has painted a wonderful picture of the marvelous gumbo that is our state, the most unique in all of the country. The most unique state, in my opinion, as a Louisiana boy, in all of the world. And as Stephen said, we have an opportunity here as Louisianians to build a bridge that no other state in the union can build because of the unique gumbo that we present to America. I want to wish you well, my good friend, and I know that you travel just as much as I do, and so I'll meet you on the trail. God bless you, and God keep you, Elbert.
Thank you. I promise you, I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to make you proud.
That's Elbert Guillory, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, Louisiana. This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant.
This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Doctors Thornton, Pugh, Ollier, and Watkins from the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center are excited to tell you about a new made-for-iPhone hearing aid, Resound Links. Resound Links is the fully featured hearing aid designed to connect directly with iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Built with revolutionary technology to bring you a smarter, smaller, and more connected hearing experience. Call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links. That's 888-408-6318 to schedule your appointment to learn all about Resound Links. Apple, iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch are trademarks of Apple Incorporated, registered in the U.S. and other countries. Once again, call the Ear, Nose, and Throat Center at 888-408-6318 today to experience Resound Links.
Planet Fitness would like you to know that there's no way you're joining our gym for 75 cents. We're sorry. If you bring 3 quarters into our new location in Shreveport, we will politely inform you that it's impossible to join. Nothing personal, only business. 3 quarters is just not enough to join our gym. However, if you bring 4 quarters to Planet Fitness, well, that paints a whole new picture. You see, we've got a grand opening sale going on now through September 12th where you can sign up for only $1. That's right, $1. Then you'll pay just $10 a month with no commitment. We cleverly named this promotion the $1 sale. So head to the new Planet Fitness in Shreveport across from Highland Medical Center between now and September 12th. Or join online at planetfitness.com.
Home club only. Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. Planet Fitness facilities are independently owned and operated. Incentives offered for enrolling and other memberships. See club for details.
Hello, this is Kathy with Discount Jewelry and Loan. Do you need extra cash? Then come by the best pawn shop in Shreveport, Discount Jewelry and Loan. We offer loans on anything of value and will give you more cash than anyone else. And we also offer 6-month jewelry loans. So bring in your gold, silver, diamonds, electronics, guns, and turn it into cash today. That's Discount Jewelry and Loan, your one-stop money shop, 2738 Mackey Lane, or visit us online at discountjewelryandloan.com.
SB Magazine, North Louisiana's premier publication, is your source for local entertainment, home decor ideas, gardening information, fashion trends, and seasonal gift guides. Every month, we take you behind the scenes at some of Shreveport-Bossier's most fun events in Eye on SB. And you'll find SB Magazine everywhere. But the best way to make sure you have the most current issue is to subscribe. It's just $16 for 12 months. Call Debbie today or go to our website, sbmag.net. SB Magazine, the pulse of Shreveport-Bossier.
Giving you the edge. This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with CL Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr. We're turning our attention now to Syria. The president has apparently authorized some surveillance, not just of ISIS, but of ISIS inside Syria.
And you know what's amazing is that Assad actually has the nerve to send message to the president of the United States that we need his permission in order to do anything to ISIS in Syria.
Right. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He's saying, if you would like to save my butt, you first have to get my permission to
do so.
I'll tell you what, listen to George Stephanopoulos from ABC.
The latest on the crisis in the Middle East. President Obama has now authorized spy flights over Syria using manned aircraft and drones to prepare for possible military strikes against the militant group ISIS.
Okay, so it technically is Syrian airspace, but Assad doesn't control it. That's territory controlled by ISIS.
Exactly right. And Assad, evidently, is controlled by ISIS as well. And this is the thing, though, Stephen, that I'm really getting at, is that when you have that type of nerve, and I guess it's the red line in the sand thing, you know, as you said, that it just blew away.
The sand just blew it away.
You just don't have any respect for anybody who did not keep their word on a threat.
Sure.
That they made to you.
Right, yeah. That's definitely one of those things. You cannot make idle threats because then everything else is idle. Speaking of not making idle threats, ISIS has not made idle threats. They have followed through with their threat to kill James Foley, and there is a new threat on a new hostage they have.
A third American hostage held by ISIS has been identified by her family this morning as a 26-year-old American woman kidnapped a year ago while doing humanitarian relief work inside Syria. The family has asked us not to use her name, but say ISIS has threatened to execute her unless they pay ransom of more than $6 million or the U.S. releases a certain high-profile prisoner.
Stephen, they're not kidding.
No.
Now, question comes up now. They've already executed one of our journalists. Male journalist.
Right.
James Foley. What response do we have if we see a female American's head cut off? What response
as Americans
do we have?
Or as the government?
As a government. As a government.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was the last straw when Foley's head came off.
I agree.
I mean, the absolute last straw.
Right.
Yet the president plays on. Play on. Play through.
He condemned it and then he teed off.
Just play through.
Yeah.
Now, what, and folks, call in what response do we have if we see an American woman's head cut off?
26-year-old woman, by the way.
So this is getting serious.
Yeah.
We're down to where these people are serious, and evidently they think we're not.
And by the way, I really don't ever want to hear war on women in this country again. because that's where the war. And again, today is the anniversary of women having the right to vote.
Yeah.
They don't have the right to leave the house in the Middle East without a man
They
with them.
can't drive. They can't do anything. In fact, if they are assaulted by a man, they can't even testify against him unless they have, I think it's 3 or 4 other men, 7 other men who said, yeah, that did happen.
Right.
That's hard.
Now, speaking of Foley, wanted to talk to you with Foley about his memorial service, because they haven't had a funeral for him yet, but they did have a memorial service for him this weekend. And, of course, he was killed in Iraq. The president could have had the chance to stop it back in June. It took him 30 days to make a decision, and it apparently has taken that long for him to decide whether someone from the administration should attend a memorial service that was held this weekend, because no one from the administration attended James Foley's memorial service.
You said no one.
No one.
No one from the White House.
According to Breitbart.com, no one from the White House attended James Foley's memorial
And
service.
Breitbart's very reliable.
Yeah.
That, to me, is almost unbelievable.
Well, the problem,
it's totally unacceptable.
What they had bigger things to do. They had to plan for Michael Brown's funeral.
How many were at Brown's funeral?
That was on Monday. 3 Obama administration officials were at Michael Brown's funeral.
Let me get this straight now.
Yeah.
Foley has his head cut off on social media, an American photojournalist.
By terrorists.
By sworn enemies of our nation.
And while they did it, they made a direct threat to the President of the United States.
And if you and I made that same threat to the President of the United States, somebody come knocking on the door and haul you off in irons.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's being done about that, but yet we have a controversial situation where we still don't know the truth about what happened with the death behind Michael Brown.
Right.
But yet he feels it necessary to send 3 representatives from the White House to that situation.
Yeah.
I don't get it, Stephen. I know I say that a lot these days, but I don't get it. And then again, I do.
There are a couple other funerals where it just makes about the same amount of sense. How about Lech Kaczynski? He was the head of state for Poland. He's the Polish president, died in a plane crash in 2010.
I believe he followed Lech Walesa.
And he died in a plane crash inside Russia with a whole bunch of members of his cabinet. President Obama originally said he was going to attend that funeral, and then he instead went golfing.
Red line in the sand.
Yeah, well, he just had something else to do. How about Margaret Thatcher? No senior White House officials went to the funeral for Margaret Thatcher.
Nobody for the Iron Lady.
No.
Who we could not have won the Cold War without the Iron Lady.
We could not have. And the relationship between Reagan and Thatcher as heads of state.
Cement.
In the modern era, who else had a relationship that good?
It was like gold.
And yet Obama, who was filling the same office that Reagan filled, couldn't be bothered to show up. He had to go somewhere else. And one more, General Green, 2-star general, was killed in Afghanistan. Chuck Hagel, the defense secretary, went to that funeral. Green's the first general since Vietnam to die in action. Hagel was the only White House administration person to attend.
Well, blow me over with a feather. This is America on the Edge, and you can see why America is on the edge with this type of activity going on from the White House. We'll be back in a minute.
This is America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
If you're tired of getting nickel and dime for your company's marketing needs, GI Marketing Group can help. We're a new, evolved marketing company with no monthly fees or markups and with quicker response times. With GI Marketing Group, there is no outsourcing. We own the production facilities, everything from print, mail, video, digital, and web design. We do it all in-house. Call us today at 318-222-1100 to start saving time and money, or visit us online at gimarketinggroup.com.
Hello, everybody. This is Henry Byrne. God, faith, and freedom are not free. Many have paid the price. Let freedom ring. What a great radio program. Go get 'em, CL.
If the number on your thermostat is going up just as quickly as the temperature outside, your air conditioner may have a serious problem. Give the friendly folks over at Premier Heating and Cooling a call. or 222-1980.
William F. Duncan doesn't just offer auto, home, and life insurance. He does it with great personal service. William F. Duncan has covered Caddo and DeSoto parishes for over 18 years. Call him today, 318-532-4300. Tell him CL sent you.
Louisiana Power Sports is wrapping up summer and getting ready for hunting season with the huge Polaris factory authorized clearance sale. Through August 31st, get rebates up to $1,000 on the new Polaris you want right now. Financing as low as 1.99%. And you can take advantage of the upcoming Hunter Sales Tax holiday now. Come lay away your new Polaris. Get your rebate, load it up with all the accessories you want. Then pick it up September 5th, 6th, or 7th and pay zero sales tax. That could save you over $1,000 more. And Louisiana Power Sports is your side-by-side superstore with over $2.5 million in Razors and Rangers in stock. See Scotty, Linda, or Eric in our huge new store at 3715 Benton Road in Bossier City, a half-mile north of I-220. Louisiana Power Sports, the #1 exclusive Polaris dealer in the South.
Louisiana Power Sports, get ready to ride.
LouisianaPowersports.com.
Moms know it's the little things that matter most. A kiss for skinned knees, a hug for hurt feelings, and the small acts that keep families healthy. Many moms before me have seen serious diseases claim the health and lives of their families. Mine was affected by polio. Today, vaccinations for polio and many other diseases can help protect adults and children, generation after generation, mom after mom. Learn more about how to help keep your family healthy at vaccines.com.
Let me cut through all of the noise.
Rush is on every weekday from 11 to 2.
It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind.
Right here on your news and weather station.
Where consumers of hard news go.
On News Radio 710 Keel. 710 Keel. 710 Keel. You're listening to America on the Edge with CL Bryant and Stephen Parr on News Radio 710 Keel.
Welcome back to America on the Edge with CL Bryant. I'm Stephen Parr. And CL, we got a chance to talk with the state senator, Elbert Guillory, earlier today and running for lieutenant governor. And just wanted to say once again, thanks to our friend Tom Pace for helping us out with that earlier today.
Tom Pace, we want to thank you, man, for helping us today.
Today, by the way, is it's gone to the dogs. Did you know that, CL? It's just today's just absolutely gone to the dogs. It's National Love Your Dog Day.
Oh, you know, I try hard not to love my dog. My wife brought the dog home. But I love Levi. I'm sure you're listening. We love you, man. We really do. And it's been a great day for us here, Stephen. We have been able to share with State Senator Guillory, and also we've been able to talk about some things that we really needed to cover, and the bridge that we're building. We're still in the process of doing it. We want you to join us every day, at least